Hello, I'm Jeremy, and welcome back to Jeremy U's Music Reviews. I listen to music and you hear my thoughts. And welcome to another episode of Album Quickies. We have a bunch of projects to get through, so let's get started. Animal Collective's new album, Skiffs, is a very enjoyable slice of psychedelic quirkiness. By far my favorite track is Walker, with its enjoyably quirky production and insanely infectious groove. It's a very fun track that I really like listening to. And there are other great tracks as well. Strung with Everything is an incredibly immersive vibe, and a very enjoyably awesome bop. Dragon Slayer is really vibey and has an excellent, confident feel, reminding me of following Stanley from the Stanley Parable. Prester John is a very immersive track and is a song that you have to sit down and digest, similar to the songs on the album I'm going to be talking about next. Passerby is really relaxing and interesting. We Go Back is incredibly cool with an infectious instrumental and cool chanting vocals. Car Keys is incredibly catchy and is an enjoyable plink-plonky beat. Cherokee is very toe-tapping and catchy, and Royal and Desire is incredibly relaxing, and like Prester John, is insanely immersive. I'm not hugely familiar with Animal Collective's discography, so I don't really know how Skiffs stacks up to their other works, but on its own, Skiffs is a very solid psychedelic record that's good when you want something relaxing to vibe to, and something that's creative enough to transport you to a cool new world. If you're into relaxing music or surreal bangers, give this record a listen. It's a pretty enjoyable experience. Great job, Animal Collective.
Gentle hill racer, I was breathless upon every mountain.
For a while, I had no experience with Black Country New Road, but then I heard their song Concord, and I knew I wanted to check out their then upcoming album, Ants From Up There. And for the most part, I really like it. Let's start with Concord. This thing is really good. The production is soothing and lovely. Lead singer Isaac Wood's voice is enjoyably soft and deep, working beautifully with the production. The lyrics are very interesting, and the music video is honestly amazing. But while Concord is, without a doubt, the best track on Ants From Up There, there are other awesome tracks too. Chaos Space Marine is really fun and catchy, and has a bit of a folksy vibe. Bread Song is very relaxing and soothing. Goodwill Hunting is really interesting with an electric guitar opening, hard-hitting drums, a melodic groove, and Wood's voice being both infectious and relaxing. Mark's Theme is a beautiful and jazzy instrumental interlude. Snow Globes I feel conflicted about, as while the song is 9 minutes long and it takes forever for the vocals to kick in, it is still a very lovely song with a relaxed vibe and nice vocals from Wood. Haldern is incredibly soothing and lovely, and Basketball Shoes is a very nice closing track with a relaxing jazzy instrumental, nice vocals, and very interesting lyrics. Ants From Up There is a very unique album. A lot of the songs are very long, have very soft production, and require you to fully invest yourself in them and soak up the experience. It's definitely not an album for everyone, and its grand and epic scale makes it difficult for repeat listens, but overall, Ants From Up There is a very nice album, and Concord is, so far, one of my favorite songs of the year. I don't know where Black Country New Road is going to go following the departure of Isaac Wood, but whatever they do, I wish them good luck. A lot of people were making a big deal out of this FKA Twigs mixtape, Caprisongs, so I decided to take a look at it and see what all the fuss was about. And this is certainly an odd one. Let's start with the positives. The opening track, Ride the Dragon, is very vibey, immersive, and catchy. Oh My Love has a pretty good beat, and FKA's voice is nice. Tears in the Club is very atmospheric, and The Weeknd is as awesome as ever. Pamplemousse is a very interesting track, having a bit of a hyperpop flair and really cool vocals. Careless is incredibly relaxing, and Daniel Caesar is absolutely fantastic. Jealousy is incredibly groovy and infectious, and Rima's guest verse is great. Caprisongs Interlude is a very eerie and interesting interlude. Honda is a really cool track with very creepy atmospheric vocals, a really cool FKA Twigs performance, and a great Pa Sail You guest verse. Mind of Men has a very slick groove and good vocals from FKA Twigs. Light Beamers has a very nice instrumental and enjoyably soft vocals. Darjeeling has a very toe-tapping groove, and all three artists do a great job. And Thank You Song is a very nice and soothing closing track, with relaxing production and solid vocals from FKA Twigs. So yeah, for the most part, Caprisongs is a solid mixtape with some legit really good songs. So why did I say that this was an odd one? Well, because while I do like a lot of the songs on this thing, at the same time, there's an odd, uncanny feel to Caprisongs that makes it feel really unsettling. The track that best demonstrates this is Meta Angel, as that track doesn't really feel coherent, yet doesn't have the self-awareness of something like Who Killed XIX's Kismet. So it feels really disjointed and confused. So I'm kind of conflicted on Caprisongs. On the one hand, it is good, but on the other hand, the musical aesthetic isn't really my cup of tea. I'm more a fan of stuff like the theatrical weirdness of Will Wood, the psychedelic insanity of Glass Animals, and the goofy silliness of Hobo Johnson. But despite that, I do think Caprisongs is a good mixtape. It's just not really my thing. And that's okay. There are plenty of acts I love that aren't everyone's cup of tea, and I'd much rather listen to FKA Twigs than that stupid poser Ash Nico. So, at the end of the day, Caprisongs is an alright mixtape that, despite not being my thing, is something I would recommend checking out, as I'm sure a lot of people would like this a lot better than I did. I don't know if I'll listen to more of FKA Twigs' stuff, but this thing, it's not bad. W is a very interesting album. It has a nice and relaxing vibe, but also a bit of a creepy atmosphere that doesn't manage to overpower the relaxing vibe. The opening track, I Want to Go to the Side Where You Can Touch, is a very immersive and relaxing track that does a good job calming the mind and setting the atmosphere and tone for the album. Invitation has an enjoyably creepy atmosphere, infectious drums, and nice soft vocals. Beyond Good and Evil is very ambient, with some soft drums, psychedelic instrumentals that remind me of time skiffs, and very soft vocals. Ice Lena is very lovely, with a nice and calming instrumental, and a nice and calm atmosphere that makes the song feel like you're relaxing on a fishing boat in a beautiful lake in the middle of the night. Old Projector is enjoyably eerie and atmospheric, and has some really interesting production touches. Drowning by Numbers is an incredibly glitchy, bizarre, and interesting musical experience with eerie, soft vocals, crazy but calming and relaxing production, and an overall immersive feel. And Jozan is a very soft closer with some really cool instrumentals, a nice momentum, and a nice muted feel. The only track I'm not a fan of is The Fallen, which is way too intense and screechy, but aside from that, W is a very solid album. It toes the line between being creepy and being relaxing, without going too far into either area, leading to a very unique experience you won't get anywhere else. It's not album of the year material, but if you're looking for something new to listen to, give W a try. Good job, Boris. I might check out more of your stuff in the future.
Every second with you running circles in my brain.
Last year, Vaultboy won me over with his debut song, Everything Sucks, so I figured I'd review his new self-titled EP. And unlike a certain other self-titled EP, this one is really good. Like Lil Nas X's EP 7, Vaultboy EP does a good job of showing Vaultboy's style as well as the potential he has. Everything Sucks is still an absolutely fantastic banger with great production, VB's laid-back voice, and really unique and enjoyable lyrics. Aftermath has grand, sweeping production, and Vaultboy's voice is enjoyably heartfelt and passionate. Feel Anything has a very toe-tapping beat, great vocals from VB, and really interesting lyrics. Rocket Science has very relaxing and catchy production, lovely vocals from Vaultboy, an incredibly infectious chorus, some 80s flair, and really nice lyrics. And I Think I Want to Text You is very grand and theatrical, both in terms of production and vocals, similar to Aftermath, but enough to make the song distinctive. Vaultboy's self-titled EP, while nowhere near as good as EPs like Crikey It's My Psyche, Guess It's Just Life, or Monster in the Woods, is still really good and really shows the potential Vaultboy has as an artist. I don't know what the next step in Vaultboy's career is, but the dude has a lot of talent, and I hope he continues to utilize that talent in really good ways. I'll be rooting for you, Vaultboy, and I look forward to whatever you make next.
Push a P, a push a P, push a P, a push a P, yeah. Push a P.
Really? This was the album that outsold Dawn FM. Look, I don't hate Gunna. I don't love him per se, but he can be decent on songs like Lemonade, His and Hers, and Drip Too Hard. However, when he's in the driver's seat of a song, Gunna can be pretty bland, and nowhere is that more apparent than in his third studio album, DS4EVER, because this thing is horrendous. DS4EVER basically has two modes, boring and boring/cringy. Every track on this thing is either going to bore you to sleep, annoy you, or make you facepalm from the cringe. Let's start with Pushin' P. While it is admittedly one of the album's better tracks, Pushin' P is still really bad. The production has the momentum of molasses. Everybody sucks on this thing, and the lyrics are just so dumb. I have a pretty high tolerance for stupid lyrics. Hell, sometimes I enjoy songs because of their stupid lyrics. But Pushin' P pushes it way too far, no pun intended, with meaningless drivel about pushing P, stupid P alliteration, and of course Future saying she not a lesbian, for P she turned pesbian. At least Drake's infamous lesbian line from Girls Want Girls actually meant something. What the hell does for P she turned pesbian mean? What in God's name is a pesbian? Is that like a person who's only attracted to Pez dispensers? But enough about Pushin' P. Let's move on to the other lowlights. Mop is incredibly boring and annoying and has some of DS4EVER's cringiest lyrics. Private Island has decent guitar strings ruined by irritating trap skitters, and Gunna sounding so bored he makes Lil Baby on Every Chance I Get sound like Max Frost on Good Morning. How You Did That has no momentum, and Kodak Black continues to be his irritating self. Poochie Gown has a bit of a groove, but is watered down by the overall bored feeling of the track. A Lot of Cake has an annoying guitar line that feels like a ripoff of Company by 24K Golden and Future, and Gunna continuing to phone in everything. IDK That B Word is really bad, with ugly, weedy production, an annoying Gunna performance, and a G Herbo performance that's way too good for this song. And then there's my least favorite track, Too Easy. I hate this song so much. It pretty much represents every single problem with DS4EVER. While the harps are actually not that bad, they're ruined by irritating trap skitters, momentumless production, horribly written lyrics, a mediocre future verse, and Gunna at his absolute worst. Seriously, Gunna in Too Easy is so punchable and irritating and unlikable. There's just something about the way that he says each line that really makes me angry. As for the remix, it's alright only because of Roddy Ricch. Like G Herbo and IDK That B Word, Roddy's performance is way too good for this song, with a lot of energy and fun, almost making it tolerable before Gunna comes back in and brings things back to suck. So yeah, I really don't like DS4EVER. At least Mania had a couple good tracks. At least Ratitude was charming in how lame and dorky it was. And even that Jake Paul Christmas EP had the decency to be hilariously awful. DS4EVER is just awful, with basically nothing to redeem it aside from an alright album cover. None of the songs are good, and any ironic enjoyment is quelled by the overall boredom of the album. At least Certified Lover Boy had tracks like Poppy's Home, Champagne Poetry, and You Only Live Twice amidst its messy ocean of a track list. Whereas with this album, you just get a gigantic pile of nothing. If you like DS4EVER, fine. I'm glad you could get something out of a project I find irredeemable, but if I make a worst albums of 2022 list at the end of the year, there's a very high chance DS4EVER is going to be on there. Now let's move on to an album that's the complete opposite of this one.
You got me feeling like a Sunday. You got me saying hallelujah, saying praise. You got me feeling like the night is gone, the sun is here to stay. Whoa.
I was really looking forward to this album. While I hadn't had any previous experience with Ben Rector before the announcement of The Joy of Music, the trailer looked amazing. The singles were really good, and I took a look at some of Rector's other discography, and it had some solid stuff. So did The Joy of Music meet my expectations? It sure did. The opening track, Dream On, is a beautiful piece of theatricality with fantastic production, lovely vocals from Ben, and some poignant lyrics, especially the line, "When I was younger, I played make-believe. Now when I close my eyes, I just fall asleep." Sunday is an absolute banger, with amazing production, enthusiastic vocals from Ben, and Snoop Dogg's laid-back charm. Hanging Out is a nice vibe, with a beautiful sax riff courtesy of Kenny G. Thank You is very anthemic, introspective, beautiful, and cool. Supernatural is an absolute bop with some infectious production, Ben Rector's enjoyably passionate and theatrical voice, and a sax riff that rivals the one in Hanging Out. Heroes is very soft and lovely with really touching lyrics and some really rockin' production. Living My Best Life is so incredibly catchy and fun with some really groovy production, positive lyrics, and laid-back vocals. Daughter is very stripped back, soft, and lovely, and the lyrics are very unique and nice. It Would Be You absolutely slaps, as the production is incredibly infectious, Rector's vocals are incredibly passionate, and the lyrics are really interesting. Clichés is very soft, has lush acoustic guitars, soothing vocals from Ben Rector, and lovely lyrics. However, while Taylor Goldsmith does do a good job, he sounds way too similar to Ben Rector. Like, I actually had to look up his verses to tell them apart. He blends in that much. Steady Love has lovely pianos, heartfelt vocals, interesting lyrics, and a real punch that separates Steady Love from other songs in the album. And Joy is an absolutely perfect closer, with some incredibly infectious production that rivals Sunday, Supernatural, and Living My Best Life, energetic vocals from Mr. Rector, and some freaking phenomenal lyrics, as well as a beautiful closing monologue, thanking the people who listened to this amazing record, as well as the people who made it possible. The Joy of Music is indeed an appropriate title, as this thing is a joy to listen to. While DS4EVER is a dull, passionless slog that's as distinct as a grain of sand, The Joy of Music is energetic, even in its slower songs, full of passion, and could only be made by Ben Rector. I 100% recommend checking out this album, as it's such a beautiful experience that'll make you dance, tear up, and smile. Well done, Ben Rector. Well done. And while we're talking about amazing albums,
Keep it up and go on. You're only holding out for what you want. You no longer owe the strangers. It's enough. It's enough.
while I don't have a ton of experience with Rex Orange County, he was featured on Forward, my favorite Tyler the Creator song. I really like his third album, Pony, and I did really like the lead single for this album, Keep It Up. So I figure it would be a good idea to review said album entitled Who Cares? And let me just say, this thing is amazing. Let's start with the aforementioned Keep It Up. It is so freaking catchy. The production is lovely and energetic. Rex sounds fantastic. The lyrics have a nice message, and that chorus is such an earworm. You will be singing the chorus for Keep It Up for freaking weeks. It is that catchy. But there's other awesome stuff on this album too. Amazing is very sweet and nice, having a bit of a folksy sitcom vibe, and the music video is really cool. Open a Window is a relaxing, sunny vibe with a fantastic Tyler the Creator guest verse. 7 a.m. has a very bouncy piano, lovely vocals from Rex, and really unique lyrics. Worth It has a bit of a fairy tale vibe, a fun, danceable groove, lovely vocals, and well-written lyrics. The Shade is a very mellow bop, with a low-key vibe, chill vocals, and very emotional lyrics. Making Time is very relaxing, with atmospheric and gorgeous production, nice vocals, sweet lyrics, and an incredible immersion. If You Want It has a danceable beat, very lush violins, really good vocals, a memorable hook, and interesting lyrics, and the title track is a freaking amazing closer, with infectious production, beautiful vocals, really interesting lyrics, and just such a warm vibe. Who Cares is, simply put, an amazing album. Every song on this thing is a gorgeous and immersive audio hug, with infectious production, lovely vocals, interesting lyrics, and an overall lovely feeling. I 100% recommend checking this album out, as it's such a fantastic experience that's an absolute AOTY candidate. If Pony and his features on Flower Boy made me interested in Rex Orange County, then this album made me a full-blown fan. Great job, Rex Orange County. Keep up the great work. Avril Lavigne is alright. While I don't absolutely love her, and she did make Hello Kitty one of the worst songs of the 2010s, thank God that didn't become a hit. Lavigne is capable of making good songs like What the Hell, Complicated, and Girlfriend. As for her new album, Love Sucks, it's really good. Let's start with the lead single, Bite Me. Bite Me is really fun. The production is incredibly energetic and enjoyable. Lavigne's passionate performance makes it easy for the listener to get wrapped in the song, and the lyrics are really fun. A perfect lead single. And the other songs are good as well. The opening track, Cannonball, is an incredibly hyper and energetic song with a ton of momentum, another passionate performance from Lavigne, and really enjoyable lyrics. All I Wanted has really toe-tapping production, great vocals from Lavigne, Mark Hoppus is a very enjoyable presence, and the lyrics are really good. Boys Lie has rockin' production, really good vocals from Lavigne, and MGK absolutely kills it. The title track has a rollicking guitar line, and infectious energy, enjoyable lyrics, and a really good Avril Lavigne performance. FU is just a banger, with fantastic production, energetic vocals, fun lyrics, and an incredible groove. Love It When You Hate Me is easily the weakest song on the album, but is still alright as the production is toe-tapping. Lavigne gives a good performance, the lyrics are fine, and Black Bear is alright. Kiss Me Like the World Is Ending feels like a song that would play in a movie or game revolving around extreme sports, as it's very energetic and enjoyably intense, and Lavigne does a great job. Avalanche is a really interesting song, as the production is a lot more low-key, but is still very bombastic, and Avril Lavigne's performance is on point. Dare to Love Me is very stripped back and cool. Deja Vu has really catchy production, a very passionate Avril performance, and fantastic lyrics. And Break of a Heartache is a very infectious and enjoyable closer with great production, energetic vocals, and pretty good lyrics. Love Sucks is a pretty good record. While it isn't exactly unique or groundbreaking, it offers a ton of fun tracks that have infectious production, really good vocals, enjoyable lyrics, and 3 pretty good features. It's not amazing, but it's pretty fun and doesn't have any tracks like Hello Kitty, which is a definite win. Not bad, Avril.
I am the demolition man. I am the smoking gun. Why is my name in lights when my name is spelled wrong?
The Tipping Point is a really cool record. My favorite track is easily My Demons. The production sounds like a sailor's ditty performed on a didgeridoo. The vocals are passionate and cool. The lyrics are interesting, and there is so much awesome atmosphere. But there are other awesome tracks as well. The opening track, No Small Thing, has an acoustic country vibe, really enjoyable vocals, a catchy melody, and a ton of atmosphere. Break the Man is such a trippy song with immersive and awesome production, passionate and psychedelic and cool vocals, really enjoyable lyrics, and a very relaxing atmosphere. The title track is very relaxing and psychedelic, having a real slow and immersive feel and a ton of gravitas. Rivers of Mercy has a really cool musical vibe with lush piano production, soft vocals, and really cool lyrics. Master Plan is the only song on the album I really dislike, as the production sounded really ugly, and it felt too slow and plodding. Long Time has production that's both relaxing and toe-tapping, lovely vocals, and very interesting lyrics. Please Be Happy has a very emotional feel to it, as the production is very striking and heartfelt. The vocals feel very forlorn, and the lyrics have a lot of complexity. And Stay, my god, there are a lot of songs called Stay, is a really cool closing track. And as it ends the album on a very cool note, with its relaxing and lush production, grand and immersive vocals, cool production touches, and really good lyrics. The Tipping Point is a really cool record. It's like if you took a playlist of lo-fi music, Ants from Up There, and a Modest Mouse album and put them in a blender. Like with Animal Collective, I'm not largely familiar with Tears for Fears' discography, so I don't know how this record stacks up to their other stuff, but on its own, The Tipping Point is a pretty good record that's good if you like psychedelic music or need some focusing music. Nice job, Tears for Fears.
Fuck you talk about in the spot sauced out. I'm hitting block backspace. Miss me with the sad face. I'm on my open locker. I'm rocking from the back way.
I did not know what to expect with exosociety's debut album, Deception Falls, but it looked really cool, so I decided to give it a listen. And I'm glad I did, because Deception Falls rocks. The opening track, The Lodge, is a very unique rap song with a really cool atmosphere, interesting and malleable production, and a variety of different types of deliveries. Victory Lap Mirror Mode is an absolute banger with incredibly energetic and fun production, clever lyrics, and a variety of awesome vocals. Shouts out to insert sponsor name here, has really laid back production, cool lyrics, really enjoyable vocals, and awesome sax riffs. Live from the Graveyard Soil is incredibly relaxing, with some of the most soothing production you'll hear this year, everyone's performance being incredibly soft and introspective, and the lyrics being incredibly interesting. Tread has a very strong atmosphere, with eerie production and every person singing in a very soft, spooky tone of voice, and really cool female moans that add to the song's eerie atmosphere. Blunts and Clementines has a very jammin' beat, relaxed and infectious vocals, cool lyrics, and an overall fun vibe. Good Grief, How's Your Little Rap Thing Going, has a really enjoyable beat that reminds me of Token's Pink is Better. Everyone's performance is on point, and the lyrics are cool. Squarry's Respite is an incredibly relaxing and beachy instrumental interlude. Step, Slide, Separate has very atmospheric and calming pianos, cool echoey vocals, interesting lyrics, and a really nice vibe. And 1 year from now is an incredibly awesome closer with relaxing and unique production, fantastic vocals and rap skills from everybody, cool lyrics, and a very interesting sense of finality. Deception Falls is just such a cool album. Every inch of this album, from the production to the vocals to the lyrics to the atmosphere, is also unique and fascinating, full of emotional highs and lows, and a ton of technique and skill. If you're a fan of Tyler the Creator, liked that Garbology album from last year, or are looking to broaden your musical horizons, give Deception Falls a listen. Great job, guys. Can't wait to see what you make next.
What you want? I ain't got it. What you want? What you want? I ain't got it.
Like I said in my Total Xanarchy review, I like Charli XCX. She's a really cool artist with some really great songs and a very interesting style. As such, I was looking forward to her new album, Crash. And after listening to it, Crash is pretty good. The title track is a pretty good opener, getting off to a rough start, but moving into a pretty groovy bass line, a great Charli performance and really cool lyrics. Baby is a pretty snazzy retro groove with a relaxed sound, a soft performance from Charli, and an alright lyrics. New Shapes is just an absolute banger with phenomenal production, Charli XCX killing it in every possible way, and both Christine and the Queens and Caroline Polachek having really good guest verses. Beg For You is incredibly catchy and snazzy, with fantastic production, killer vocals from both Charli XCX and Rina Sawayama, and really cool lyrics. Good Ones is really mediocre, as it doesn't really have any momentum or melody, and it feels very droning. Move Me is really catchy, with an infectious 80s groove, fantastic vocals from Charli, and alright lyrics. Every Rule has very snazzy and cool production, really dynamic vocals from Charli, and really interesting lyrics. Constant Repeat has a very cool retro beat, awesome vocals, and an incredibly snazzy groove. Lightning has fantastically chaotic production, passionate vocals from Charli, a really good hook, and is overall very toe-tapping. And Twice is a really groovy and cool closing track, with enjoyably plink-plonky production, soulful vocals from Charli, really cool lyrics, and enough oomph to end the album on a good note. Crash is a really good album. It's a pretty solid LP, full of really enjoyable 80s bangers, charismatic and fun vocals from Charli XCX, fantastic features, and really cool lyrics. Definitely a highlight in Charli XCX's discography, and a definite recommendation for those that like 80s tunes and hyperpop. Thumbs up for me, and that's it. Comment below your thoughts on these albums, what 2022 albums you've heard, and stay tuned for more content coming soon. Till next time, this is Jeremy saying adios.